I graduated Sotheby's Institute in 2006, and since then I've done various different roles in the contemporary art world, and currently I am a curator and commissioner and writer for contemporary art, as well as the Associate Director of Artwise. I often get asked what I do at Artwise as a curator, and it's one of these questions that, over the past 6 years I've really tried to kind of tailor down into not a 5-minute sort of explanation. Most of our projects are client-led, so whether it's a large company like British Airways or if it's a charity like the World Wildlife Fund, they approach us, they have an idea that they want to do something with contemporary art. Most of the time they don't know what they'd like to do, but that's where we come in and we take a look at their goals and aims and come up with the most exciting project that we can. It's also enlisting the artists, working with them, making sure we look after the creative practice of the artist and retain the artistic quality, but also that the client is satisfied and that the client feels they really have got, a museum quality project and something that really reflects their aims and ambitions. Another aspect of my role is working with private collectors. Having the contrast of working very much one-to-one with collectors on a very private level and, artwork for the home and for sort of, a domestic audience in comparison to something that's a lot more sort of public. Working at Artwise is really such a dream because, not only do we have this working space, but there's also, we're attached to a lot of different artist studio spaces. Just being able to sort of pop your head in and see what each artist is working on, to just having, the casual discussions in the courtyard when we're eating lunch, to even sort of running into Ronnie Wood and Kate Moss, who often visit. It's unreal. It's something I probably wouldn't have expected to be in this kind of environment if I ever sort of thought, well, what is working in the art world?
I think when you work with someone like Artwise as well, who's so well adapted to working with artists on big projects, it sort of gives you confidence in some way to work with someone who knows about your practice before going into the project, if you like, and they can talk you up as well to the client. And when you are a little bit unsure about perhaps an idea, they can come in and actually see it from a different viewpoint and really talk that up, so that gives you confidence to do it. Especially like moving into something new like a public art space, and you can concentrate on the idea rather than the actual practical element of what it's going to be as well. For example, I put 4 screens in a pavement, and it's never been done anywhere I think in the world pretty much. Outside,
not as an artwork,
outside to the elements. So I don't want to think about that because that will just take me off about actually making the artwork. So I can concentrate on making the artwork, and then Dea and Artwise can concentrate on the actual installation of the piece.
WWF UK is a really exciting project for me. The actual sort of project ended up sort of being this multi-sensory experience of a mixture of a catwalk to there was music, there was a full-color publication, the works were auctioned off. Some went to really notable collections, and it's also sort of making sure that when you're doing an auction, for instance, making sure that we invite the right people, working with existing collectors and engaging new collectors, and really thinking about placing those works where they'll be enjoyed and cared for, but also sort of perhaps shared with others to sort of experience. Having been at Artwise for 6 years, it was a natural progression to start spreading my wings a bit, and I guess that first step was really into writing for various sort of art publications and magazines. I had about a 10-month page in Tatler magazine, sort of basically doing crib notes to the art world, very much keeping in mind that they've got a fun, affluent audience, but that may not necessarily know very much about the contemporary art, or may be interested but don't know where to start. And I think for me, doing this page was very much about providing another access point for people into contemporary art. The MA in Art Business program, which I went on, it really gives you a great introduction into the business side of the art world and just the structure behind it. It sort of it gives you the skills you need to actually enter into the workforce. With all the exposure that you get to the different events, the different fairs, exhibitions, really the insight from the tutors. You have tutors sort of actually working in the field, which is really exciting. They're not just sort of academics. They're really sort of in touch with the people that are putting through these projects. That's really a very unique combination. But I think it's also your peers that you're involved with, because very soon, you may not realize while you're there, but very soon they actually become your colleagues, and you're calling them up and doing projects together, and that's where it gets really exciting.